Hey everyone, Alba here with the Alba Method. Today I have for you another power flow. We're going to be working on Warrior 3, airplane, and standing splits. When you're ready, let's get started. We're going to start on our backs. So I want you to come onto your back with your knees pulled in towards your chest. We're just going to warm up these hips first. So starting by pulling the knees into the chest, just take a moment here to connect to your body, connecting to your breath, allowing yourself to take a quick scan of the body, and just kind of greeting yourself on the mat. Checking in with the tense spots, checking in with where your body needs to go. Keep your right knee pulling in, take your left leg down to the mat, flex your left toes a lot, start to pull your forehead in towards your right knee. Good, feel that hip compression as you hover the left heel above the mat. Good, release your head, release your left heel, and start to make some hip circles on this right side. So just 3 or 4 in each direction. Good, keeping your left hand on your left hip for stabilization. And then switch directions, pulling those toes out to the side, knee pulls back into the chest. Good, warming up that hip socket. Good, pull the knee into the chest. Good, from here, take your hands behind the back of your thigh and just extend the heel. Point and flex the foot a few times. And then the knee pulls into the chest. Start to lift your forehead, lift your left heel, keeping the core activated. Start to move your left knee in as you push your right heel away from you. Alternating back and forth, now getting into the core, keeping your gaze up, keeping the neck long, moving right through those legs, trying to control the movement, really getting into that core body. Last 3, last 2. Ending with that left knee pulling in. Hover that right heel. Pull the forehead into the knee. Good. Then release that right heel. Release your head. Taking those hip circles on this left side now. Again, keep your left foot flexed to protect your knee. Keep your right hand on your right hip to bring some awareness to that right side. Good. Switch directions. 3 or 4 in each direction. Good. Once you feel balanced, again, pull the left knee in, lift your forehead towards your knee, hover that right heel. Second set, start to alternate those knees in and out. A bicycle sit-up, if you will. Alternating the knees, using the core rather than the hands to pull the knees in. Good. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1, pull both knees in and allow yourself to come up to a seat. Good. Crossing the ankles, roll over to a tabletop position. Coming to all 4, set up your foundation. Hands underneath the shoulders, hips over the knees, tuck your toes under. Good. Take a couple breaths here. Take a round of cat and cow. Beautiful. From here, walk the hands forward, walking the knees back. Come into your first downward facing dog. So press down and forward into the hands. Hips come up. Just pedal out the heels. Take that organic movement that feels good in the body. Just exploring it for a moment, pushing down and forward into the palms. If you have tight shoulders, spin the fingertips out slightly. Good. Start to shift forward to a plank, warming that shoulder girdle now. Shoulders over wrists, and then hips go back to the sky. Good. 2 more. Shoulders come over the wrists. Long line of energy. Low ribs pull in. Create that foundation. Hips up. Good. 1 more time. Shift forward onto the balls of the feet. Push the ground away. And then downward facing dog. Good. Bend your knees. Step your feet towards the middle of your space, coming into a forward fold. The knees can stay bent, or if you're ready, straighten the legs and press the thighs back. Let the head be heavy and stretch the legs. Take a halfway lift, finding some length and some softness. Exhale, fold over the legs. Good. Take that halfway lift once again. Let that bring you up to a stand. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, pull that left knee into your chest. Good. Take the hands underneath your left thigh and extend your left heel forward. Try not to press the hips forward, but pull the hips back as you extend through the heel. Good. Pull the knee back in towards the chest. And then from here, start to shift forward. Taking that left heel behind you, pull the belly in, bring your arms down in front of you so that they face each other, as if you were holding a yoga block. Now stand strong on that right leg, squeeze the hands together energetically, and then release left foot to meet the right, hands come to heart. Let's try the other side. Inhale, reach up. Right knee pulls in, control it. So find your balance. My left side's always a little trickier than my right. Standing strong on this left leg, take your hands underneath your thigh and extend the heel. Good, lifting through the heart. Good, now bend the knee. Start to push your heel back as you shift your upper body forward for balance. Take the arms out. So they come down straight in front of you, in front of the shoulders. Hug the hands together, active through both legs. Pause, low belly pulls in. And then right foot meets the left. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold over the legs. Beautiful. Take a halfway lift here. Plant your palms, step back to your plank, building piece by piece. Staying in your plank, pause, lift through the back of the head, coming all the way down to your belly first. Bring the tops of the feet flat. Inhale, lift the chest, lifting the heart. Exhale, drop down. Good, 2 more. Inhale, activating the low back. Exhale, release. 1 more time. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, release. Tuck the toes. Pressing yourself through plank. Shift up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. And let it go. Good. Bending your knees. Step your feet towards your hands. Adding on. Take a halfway lift as you arrive. And exhale, fold. Taking that halfway lift, once again, inhale, reach the arms up. Pull your left knee into your chest. Good, hands come underneath the thigh, extend the heel. Pull the knee back in. Taking that left leg back, balance, arms come out in front of you. Good, release, but this time bring the left foot, cross it over your right, shifting your hands to your hips, push the hips back as you fold over the legs. Good, inhale, come back up, nice and slow, squeezing the thighs, pull that left knee back into the chest. Start to extend it back once again. This time, start to extend your arms forward. Reaching past your mat, palms still face, just like they did when they were down towards the ground. Pull the low belly in, feel that right leg, and then drop into your standing split. So release your hands to a block or to the ground. Let your forehead melt towards that forehead, towards the shin. Lift your left heel higher, and then bring that left foot to meet your right, bending both knees. Inhale, reach up for chair pose. Stay with it. Hands come to heart, pause, stay low. Good, belly comes towards the thighs as you inhale, drop into a forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back to your plank. Coming halfway down. Good, lift up, upward facing dog. Head in line with the shoulders. Exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Reset. Good. Lift the heels, bend the knees, get to the top or middle of your space, coming into that forward fold, Uttanasana. Good. Take a halfway lift, letting that bring you up to a stand. Reach the arms up, pulling your right knee in towards your chest. Pause. Take the hands underneath that right thigh, extend the heel, find your balance. And then pull the knee in, start to find that airplane shape. Belly stays pulling in, arms come down towards the mat. Good. Coming back up, place that right foot, cross it over your left, squeezing the thighs together, hands come to the hips as you drop into that forward fold. Good. Coming back up with a nice long spine, pull the right knee back in and start to send it back. From here, reach those arms forward, coming into warrior 3, keeping your balance, pulling the low ribs in, and then allow the hands to drop towards the mat as you lift up through that right heel, coming into standing split. And again, if you wobble or fall, like I did, that's okay. Releasing that right foot to meet the left, bend both knees, sitting those hips back, come into Utkatasana, chair pose, biceps by the ears, belly pulls in, and then belly towards the thighs as you fold, forward fold, Uttanasana. Take a halfway lift, plant those palms, step back. Good, shoulders over wrists, come halfway down. Inhale, lift up, upward facing dog. And exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Let it go. Check in. Good, adding on, lift your heels, bend your knees, float to the top of your space. Taking that halfway lift as you arrive. And here, exhale, fold over the legs. Just take a stretch. Good, taking that halfway lift. Once again, inhale, rise up. Exhale this time, bring hands to heart. Just close your eyes for a moment. Good, from here, inhale, reach the arms up, stretch out of the waist, pull the left knee into your chest, adding on. Good, take the hands underneath the thigh and extend the heel, supporting that leg with your hands. Bend the knee, coming into that airplane shape with the legs. Now start to take the arms behind you for airplane, putting a little up dog in your chest, bring the tips of the shoulder blades together. Good, transition, bring that left heel over the right, pressing the hips back as you fold over the legs. Good, coming back up, pull the left knee in. Coming into warrior three, the arms reach forward as the left heel points back. Find your balance, and then coming into that standing split. Good, listen for the change. Bend your right knee, let that left foot land into a lunge onto the ball of the foot. Make those little adjustments. Good, from here, bring the back knee down, coming into that crescent moon shape, arms reach up. Good, hands come down to frame the foot, pick the back knee up. Inhale, reach up to high lunge, and then open up, warrior two. Good, flex your right toes as you straighten your right leg, and then come back to warrior two, lunging. Do that again. Now bring your hands to heart, start to bend your left knee. Bringing the left knee over the toes, start to shift back in the hips, reaching those arms forward. Spin those toes up to the sky, and then let that bring you in to a prasarita. So the feet come parallel, folding into a nice deep forward fold here. The legs wide. You can take a back stretch here by reaching the arms through towards the opposite edge of your mat. And then inhale, coming into a halfway lift with the hands right underneath the shoulders. Good, reaching those arms up. Moving the feet, warrior two, to the front of your space. The gaze softly lands over that right hand. Inhale, pick up your right heel, reach up to the sky, stretching through this right side body. Breathe into the right rib cage, and then take your vinyasa coming down. Pick up that left heel, step back, coming halfway down, gaze is forward, lift up, protect the low back, squeeze your butt, and then pull back, downward facing dog, stretch, take a breath. Notice that difference in the body. And then bend your knees, step your feet to the top of your space. Remember, balancing is a little tricky. So if you find yourself losing your balance, it just means we have our minds on something else. We have to be fully, completely present in order to find our balance, in order to maintain our balance. And this is what this practice teaches us, so stay with it. Take a halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, stretch over the legs. Beautiful. Let that bring you up to a standing position. Palms touch, and then hands come through heart. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands through heart. Just pause. Good. Allowing that to settle. Noticing the difference between the right and the left leg. Inhale, reach up. Pull that right knee in towards your chest. Good. Hands come underneath that thigh. Extend the heel. Good. Bend the knee. Start to transition into that airplane shape with the leg, and then bring those arms down. And then start to reach back behind you, finding that airplane shape. Good. The whole body moves together as you cross right foot over left. Squeeze the thighs as you fold over the legs. And then rise back up, pulling the right knee back into the chest. We come into warrior three, extending the foot back as you extend the arms over the head. Reach in equal but opposite directions, and then release the hands to the mat or a block and start to come into that standing split shape. Listen for the change. Bend the left knee, landing in that lunge. Pause, make those little adjustments. Good, bringing the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up, crescent moon, stretch that hip. And then release hands to the ground. Back knee comes up. We come back to that high lunge. Pause. Good, open up, warrior two, set it up on this side. Notice how I'm moving my feet because they aren't glued to the mat. I'm making those adjustments. Press the hands down on something solid as you lunge deeper. Straighten your left leg and flex your left toes. Lifting the toes off the mat, and then lunge as you place the ball of the foot back on the mat. Do that again. Good. Lunge. Now straighten those left toes up. Start to bend your right knee, hands to heart, coming into Skandasana, back of the mat. Stretching through this inner thigh. The hips pull back as the heart reaches forward, and then that brings you into that Prasarita with the legs straight. Breathe. Let the head and neck relax. Stretching the backs of the thighs, and then take a halfway lift here, letting that bring you up and transitioning back into that warrior two, picking up that front heel, this time reverse warrior with the heel lifted and coming all the way down, making that transition. Step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift up, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. We put it all together. Take an inhale, lift the heels. And exhale, melt the heels and just breathe. Good, bend the knees. Step your feet to the top of your space. Connecting the movement, take a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Good, take that halfway lift, bring it up to stand. Good, pull the left knee into the chest. Good, maybe without the hands this time, we just extend that left heel. And then take it into airplane. The arms reach back as the foot kicks back. Good. Coming back through. Cross left foot over right. Hands to the hips. Fold over the legs. Coming back up. Pulling the left knee in. Coming into warrior three. Extend the arms. Extend that heel. Pause. Coming into that standing split. And then bend the right knee. Release that left foot, back knee comes down as the arms reach up. Good, release the hands as you pick up that back knee, coming back to high lunge. And open to warrior two. Gaze is soft over that right hand. Lift the toes, straighten that right leg, Skandasana, back of the mat. Into that Prasarita, stretch, legs are straight. Good, taking that halfway lift. Inhale, come up to star, palms touch, warrior two to the front, gaze again is soft. Inhale, pick up that front heel as you reach up and back. And then we take it down to the mat, taking our vinyasa. Inhale, lift up for upward facing dog, and exhale, pull back, downward facing dog, breathe. Let that settle. Good, lifting the heels, bend your knees, taking it to the top of your space. Once again, halfway lift, inhale, and exhale, fold over the legs. Halfway lift brings you up. Right knee pulls into the chest. Staying light with those hands, extend the heel. Taking it into airplane, extend the arms, extend the toes back. Good, keeping that left leg strong, right foot over left, drop over the legs. Good, coming back up, inhale, right knee pulls in. Set those eyes on something still as you extend into warrior three, stay strong. Release to that standing split, lift the right leg, and then bend that left knee, landing in the lunge. Back knee comes down, stretch that hip, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the ground, back knee up. Inhale, up to high lunge as you exhale, warrior two. Good, create it. Lift the left toes, bend the right knee. Let yourself drop into that Skandasana, pause. That heel comes up, that's okay. Into that wide-legged forward fold, pause. Good, take that halfway lift. Let that bring you up. And then gaze is soft, warrior two, move the feet. Lift that front heel. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, take it down to the mat. So good. Lifting up, upward facing dog. And pulling back, downward facing dog. Let everything settle. Take a breath. And let it go. Noticing all the energy, all that space. Good. Stepping your feet towards your hands. Coming back into a forward fold. Pause here. And then start to bend your knees a lot. As you start to reach forward with the hands, see if you can get your butt to your heels coming onto your mat. Planting the feet and allowing yourself to come onto your back. Bringing the arms down by your sides. Palms are down. Bring the shoulder blades together. Walk your heels so they're underneath the knees. Almost grazing the heels with your fingertips. And then make sure the feet are about hip-width distance apart. Feeling that natural curve of the spine as you let everything absorb and settle. Let the breath come down. Let the heart rate come down. Be proud of yourself for practicing, for making it to the mat today. Good. Setting up for bridge. Continue to press through the back of your head and the backs of the shoulders, rooting through the center of each heel. Start to shift your hips up just a few inches off the mat. And then starting to bring the hip bones in line with the knees. Continue to press through the back of the head and the backs of the arms. Energy through the whole back side of the body. Squeeze the glutes. And then exhale, slowly lower the hips. Keeping your legs as they are. Reach your arms up overhead, allowing the low back to come off the mat. Palms are up. And then exhale, bring the arms down. Lift the hips for bridge. Squeezing the glutes. Good. Lower the hips. Inhale, reach the arms up, stretching through the torso. And then from here, bring the hands to the belly, the soles of the feet together, and allow the knees to just open as you pause. Feeling this energy. Feeling this space. Just noticing how your body feels after practicing. Switching that out, take your feet wide, let your knees fall to the midline, just a reset of the hips. If you don't feel anything here, you want to scoot your feet wider and let your knees fall to the midline. Finding a nice deep internal rotation through the hips, the knees, the ankles. And then from here, pull the knees into the chest, cactus the arms, drop your knees to the right as you look to the left. Using your core body and the breath to come back to center, and then dropping the knees over to the left as you look to the right. Coming back to your center, wrap your arms around your shins, bring your forehead to your knees. And we create Savasana the way we would any other pose. So extend the arms and the legs, bringing the arms down by your sides, or maybe overhead if that's more comfortable. Just a moment of stillness to let everything absorb. To let everything settle. Just connect to your breath for another moment. As you're ready, pulling both knees into your chest. Making your way over onto one side as you're ready and pressing yourself up to your seated meditation. Bringing the hands to the knees for a moment as you make this transition. And I invite you to keep the eyes closed and just check back in with your physical body as you bring your hands to your heart center and bow your chin to your chest. Once again, we always honor ourselves first and foremost for showing up, for making the time, for carving out the space. Give yourself that grace and take this with you. Take your yoga practice with you. Touching your thumbs to your forehead, lift your gaze and draw a breath in. We find gratitude for this practice. And as we bow, we find gratitude for all things. Namaste.